Hi everyone, today I'm doing my July wrap-up. So I read 8 books this month, and let's get started. The first book I read was A Study in Charlotte, and by Brittany Carvalho, and this is kind of a modern twist retelling on Sherlock Holmes. I love the Sherlock Holmes stories, and the premise of the story is kind of interesting. So this follows Charlotte Holmes and Jamie Watson, who are the descendants of the real Sherlock Holmes and John Watson. And they're both going to school at the same place, and they become friends, and they solve a mystery together. And I actually enjoyed it. It was a pretty fun read. The thing I liked about it was that throughout the book they reference the original Sherlock Holmes stories, so that was kind of nice. So they'll mention, oh, the man with the twisted lip, and then they'll kind of give a brief overview of that story. Or, oh wait, the adventure of the speckled band, and they'll give a brief overview of that story. So I kind of liked that. So it was kind of fun seeing it brought to the modern world in that way. The couple things that were kind of like was, like in the original Sherlock Holmes stories, he is, I believe, he did heroin or something like that, and also Charlotte Holmes does drugs. So there was another parallel. There was a couple things, I don't know, maybe I'm just a little bit of a purist, where it was like, oh, the motives behind some of the stuff for Charlotte Holmes was a little different than the original Sherlock Holmes, which is kind of understandable since it's in the modern age. But this was a pretty enjoyable read. I liked it. Study in Charlotte by Brittany Carvalho. The next 3 books that I read were the Lois Lane series. So this is the 3rd book, actually. The first 2 books I read on my iPad, and this is by Gwenda Bond. I did a review on this, so I will link that down below. And the first 2 books are each book. There's kind of like a mystery that Lois Lane kind of tries to get into the bottom of, and it's kind of like the origin stories of Lois Lane, which is pretty fun since I like the superhero stories. And so where she gets her connections to the Daily Planet, her love of journalism. So that was kind of fun to see. And then throughout each of the books, she's being helped on these mysteries by her online friend, Smallville Guy, which is kind of fun to see her interact with Clark Kent before she interacts with Clark Kent in real life. And then in the 3rd book, she finally meets him. They do a mystery together, which is really fun. But if you want to get more on that, my review of it is down below. But this was a very fun series. The Lois Lane series by Gwenda Bond, and it's 3 books. With kind of like the origin stories of Lois Lane. The next one, it was one that I was excited about, and it was the new Casey West book, Lucky in Love. I have to say the cover and back cover are adorable. I really like it. And then even the book in Love, I kind of like that too. Anyway, this is the story of Maddie, and Maddie, she just doesn't believe in luck. She's one of those do hard work, but then one day she goes to the store and buys a lottery ticket, and she wins. And so she's excited, but then all the people she knows start treating her differently since she has so much money. And the only person who doesn't know about it is her friend Seth. and she doesn't really want to tell him because she doesn't want things to change between them, because she kind of has a crush on him. So it's a really cute, sweet story, and just about, the tagline says, it's about, with tons of humor and heart, Casey delivers the million dollar tale of winning, losing, and falling in love. So it was really cute. I still think I liked P.S. I liked you the best out of all the Casey West books, but this one was definitely cute and worth a read, especially during the summer if you just want a fun, cute romance to take around with you. So there's that one. The next one I read was The Jane Austen Project by Kathleen Flynn. Now, I was so excited to read this book, and for the first two-thirds of the book, it was good, but then, yeah, I didn't really like it. So this is a story of two people, a girl named Rachel and a guy named Liam, and they go back in time to basically save Jane Austen, and to get her last manuscript, because there was something in there that they wanted to find out. So this is the future where we can do time travel. So they go back to the past to meet Jane Austen. And the thing I did like about this book is, like, when she's talking about Jane Austen and when she meets Jane Austen, I felt like I was the main character, because she's just like, oh, you're Jane Austen, and just how she relates to that. But I think that was the only thing I liked about the main character. I didn't find her she just wouldn't be a person I would like in real life. She's kind of puts her own views on the people around her. So she goes to 1800, but then she starts kind of spouting her views, more modern views. And it kind of got annoying to me, because it's like, you're in 1800s. It's okay if you have your opinions, but keep a mind of who you're talking to, where you're at. You're not in modern days. So that kind of got annoying, and just, yeah, I would not recommend this book. So I gave it like a 1 out of a 5. I was going to not finish it, but then I guess I had to, since I was already like halfway through. So unfortunately, this is one that I did not like, even though it had so much potential. So another book that I finished was The Sandcastle Empire by Kayla Olson. This was in the June Owl Crate. And this is kind of like an adventure sci-fi story. It's about a girl named Eden, and they kind of live in a dystopian world where everyone is just being put into little factions, and people are being killed. And then she hears of this island, and it's like this sanctuary island, and she has to get there, so she escapes with these people. But when they get to the island, there's all this stuff that goes on. It's kind of sci-fi, kind of reminiscent of the TV show Lost. I found this book entertaining, especially the first third of the book. Definitely hooks you in, because you're like, okay, what's gonna go on? And it's pretty fast-paced. I'd give it a 3 or 4 stars out of 5. Not the wow book, but definitely an entertaining book. People said that it was kind of like a dystopian book. I would put it more as a adventure book, because for most of the book they're on this island trying to survive the island. And the last book I read, I'm not going to talk much about it because I'm going to do a review of it, but Watership Down by Richard Adams. And oh my goodness, this is like an adventure after adventure after adventure. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Lord of the Rings with animals. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting read. It's about these two rabbits. They leave their own clan to form a new one, and just the adventures that they go through. I will be doing a review on this, so look out for that. Again, Watership Down. So those are the books that I read during July. I'm glad I kind of got out of my reading slump and started reading more. I am excited to read some more for August. And anyway, what books did you enjoy reading in July? And hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks!